Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to Friday. What a crazy week. And I keep saying that, but let's be honest, it's you think that you've got a handle on what could possibly happen, and then something crazier happens. We made it to the end of the week. It's Friday. We've got this. So today I want to look at next week. And it's from March 13th through the 19th. Now, during this week, we have a couple interesting events and energies that we can embrace. One, of course, is on the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. It does not matter what descendants, like what your makeup is, if you're an Irish descendant or not. Just like any other day that we have a number of people focusing in on a specific event or energy. So on the 17th, not only is Ireland and many very Irish communities focusing in on the leprechauns, on the luck, on the abundance. You have individuals like learning about it in school. You have kids excited to catch that leprechaun. So a large group of people are focusing in on that energy. You have the ability to embrace it because people are drawing it down. It is intentionally there. On top of which, the following day, we have the full worm moon coming high in the sky. And yeah, I know it's kind of creepy to have a full moon called the full worm moon. I'm not a creepy crawly kind of girl. But what does a worm do? It aerates your garden. The full worm moon kind of is the kickoff to that spring evolution because the worms start to come forward and start to aerate and clear out some space in your garden. Now, if you're like me, it's snowing outside and there's ice and it's frozen. I am not going to have worms come forward next week. Knowing, though, that on the 20th, so not this Sunday, but next Sunday, it's the spring equinox. It's time for that shift. It's going to be important. So we have both things coming in. Will they work hand in hand? I think in some ways, because we're both looking at that abundance, that growth. Then also, I will be doing a reading on Wednesday for the full worm moon, just to really explore how you can use that time to your advantage. So it's a win-win. But for this weekly reading, I have two decks here, like I always do. This is an interesting deck that I don't bring out very often. This is the Tarot of the Celtic Fairies. It does have a fairy feeling in some of the cards, but in many of the cards, you have more of a kind of leprechaun feel. And I know that because point intent right there. So I wanted to connect in with this. I usually bring it out the week of St. Patrick's Day because of that Celtic feel. And then, of course, I've paired it with, upside down, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. There are links below to both these decks. So should you want a leprechaun deck or want to work with your chakras, they're both linked below. So let's get into this week. What can my friends expect from the week of March 13th through the 19th? The heart of the week, or the heart of the month. And we're starting to get into some of those astrological phenomena. This week, it's the full moon. The week after that, it's Aries. So there's lots going on. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Quest. Don't love the shine, but do love the card. This card is connected to your throat chakra as it's got that blue ring to it. The quest. We are all on one. We're on this experience, this journey. We have times where we really push ourselves and we want to learn. And as I said, we're We're going to have a change in zodiac next week. However, we're still in Pisces. And what did Pisces say? It connected in with what Aquarius was preaching and said wisdom, movement, growth. We're still on that, guys. We still have things to learn, opportunities to take. And this week, it too will give us more of an understanding of the pathway forward. Why? Discovery. Like I said, there's some unique phenomenons. St. Patrick's Day comes around every year. So does the full warm moon. Have they walked hand in hand before? Yes, because St. Patrick's Day is usually fairly close to the spring equinox. So we've got some fun experiences this week. However, we need to be present for them. Just like anything else, if you don't actually partake in something, you're going to watch it go by. So if you say, oh, St. Patrick's Day, however, you don't actually go intentionally draw that energy down. You don't go and bring in that abundant energy. You just sit back and watch it go by. It will go by. And it will not impact you at all. You will not see. You will not discover. So remember, these are opportunities. We need to be the people that take the action. So let's get into it. And me being me, I have some stuff that I'm going to bring out this week. So on Tuesday, I have my healing. And it's a healing where we're going to be intentionally drawing in that St. Patrick's energy. So we're going to look at shifting out of the gunk that we're in and embracing that abundance and manifesting what you want. Best of all, it's like, I think from start to finish with introduction and conclusion, it's like 14 minutes long. It's a power punch pack of healing. I'm so excited for it. It's pretty much ready and done. I know you guys are going to love it. So that's something that you guys can use. It comes in on a Tuesday. You can use it throughout your week to really discover and to understand, to feel more empowered. Be great. Okay, let's get into the beginning of the week. What can my friends expect from the beginning of the week? Now, I'm hoping that the cards stay on the deck, like on the table. I just finished off my Patreon reading. I always do my Patreon reading before my lives. Cards were everywhere. It was mayhem. It was awesome. Okay, the 5 of Spears. I laugh because of the cat. The cat's like, I'm going to bat two of you, bonk you together. That conflict, that challenge, it's going to continue. Whatever you're dealing with right now, those challenges, whether it be individual, if you're really being triggered by the global phenomenons and choices that are being made by people that have assumed power, shall we say, people who are in control-ish. I don't want to go any further than that. That conflict is still going to be there. Know that. You do have the ability to make some choices, to do stuff for you to minimize this. A couple weeks ago, I brought out a healing. It was, I think, in the new moon. You can still use it, even though it's not the full moon. But it talks about triggers. So if you're triggered by what's happening in the Ukraine and the violence there, you can start to work on that. If you're having problems in your everyday, my suggestion is to ground you. I've got a number of grounding meditations that you can partake in to help you to really be able to focus and discover. So the discovery, it's got a red border. With this deck, depending on what color the border is, it will correspond with a chakra. So that red chakra is your root chakra, which deals with grounding and stability. It will help you to overcome this, to be the cat that looks mad and is going to stop the fighting rather than being the fairies that are fighting. Okay? Love this card. So cute. It's the Hanged Fairy. So this is the Hangman. Obviously the 12th card in the Major Arcana. The more we let go of this, the more we're going to understand. And know that our understanding is a very rudimentary and limited understanding of something. Why? Because we can't and won't see the big picture until we're past it. They say hindsight's 20/20. And sometimes we don't even see or understand it until we're on the other side. And we don't want to rush that. We don't have to understand everything. We just need to know, just as this lady here, she's got a quest. She doesn't see where it's going. She just knows these are the steps she must take. She is telling or sharing with a grandchild or another child of what she wants, what she's hoping, what she needs. So we need to be that guide for ourselves. And as we start to move forward, get away from the conflict, then that conflict, guys, can be an internal struggle and an external struggle. So if we're beating ourselves up, not feeling worthy, not really feeling strong, we have that negative self-talk going on, people around us will reflect that back to us. So when we're not feeling worthy, what happens? Other people treat us like crap, confirming we're not worthy. Yet, if you changed it and felt, you know what, I can do this, I've got this, you start to explore, ground, and stabilize, which easy to do. I've got meditations that range from like 10 minutes to about 30 minutes that will help ground you. You feel stronger and more empowered. People shift how they're going to change or treat you. You're no longer a victim. You are in power and in control. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Not only with the guidance, I try and give you guys tools to support you. I've got 3 meditative playlists, a mindfulness playlist, and I think 3 or 4 healing playlists. All of that is free. They range in time. They're all guided. So I'm not going to tell you, okay, for the next 30 minutes, you're going to be listening to chimes and I want you to No. I'm going to guide you through it so that you have a tool that's going to support you. So I've got them listed below on the bottom or the side, depending on how your format is, but I've got it below in the description box on my meditations and some of my healings. You can go on to my normal page and they're all there under playlists. So you can get the support and the tools to help you release so that you can receive more understanding, more support. You're not fighting as much. You become the perturbed cat and go, yeah, you know what? I'm done. And walk away. That's what the Hangman talks about. Letting go and receiving the support you need. So this, right off the bat, guys, we need to start to use our tools and our supports to minimize the conflict, to release some of the energy that's not helping us, some of those thoughts and those feelings. Let go. Easiest way to do that, okay, of course, meditation. Also, getting into your creative mind. So doing something fun, something that you enjoy, that gets you out of your head, gets you out of the problem. You start to feel better and you're able to express you. Creativity does not mean arts and crafts. It can, but it can also mean things like computer programming. I have architects who are clients and that's their thing. They like that precision drawing. It doesn't matter. Do you create, express you, and those ahas, they start to come in. And if you don't feel like you have the ability to do a lot of creative time, a shower is an amazing support. because you can just go through the mechanics of your shower. And as the water is coming in and the steam, taking those deep breaths, sometimes we get those epiphanies, those ahas, as we're rinsing off, going, oh my God, that is the key. All right, let's go into the middle of the week. What can my friends expect from the middle of the week? So by the middle of the week, you'll have my healing. That's going to come out on Tuesday. And you can use that to help shift some of the gunk and really embrace some of this leprechaun-y Irish energy, because it's there. It's right there, guys. It's our choice to incorporate it into what we're doing. The Ace of Spears, or the Ace of Wands. Anytime I see the Ace of Wands, I always think of a light or a match being lit, just struck, and it erupting and engulfing in flame. Like I said, one of the ways that we can shift out of this is through creativity, which is part of what the spear is about. That inner flame, that fire, that passion, that creativity. We need that creativity and passion to burn away some of that gunkiness, that conflict, that sludginess that's building up around us. And it has been for a very long time. It's important that we start to embrace some of these pieces that are being shared with us, because they come in at different times. Like I said, it's important that we have that active participation. It's up to us. If we miss it, we miss it. Will they come back and give you something else? Yes. But again, if you don't actually put action to it, you're not going to get anything from it. The more we sit by, the more conflict, the more challenge, the more struggle we're going to have. This is why I call this the leprechaun deck. The Magician. Quintessential, right? So the first card in the major arcana, it talks about using your skills, your abilities, your tool set to your advantage. You can create what it is you need and want should you put that intention in, that energy, that work. Now, we do have double ones there, the Ace of Spears and the Magician. In angel messages, when you have that multiple one, the angels are encouraging you to trust in your abilities. You've got this. The Hierophant, the fifth card in the major arcana. Like I said before, we're going to be able to let go and have opportunities open for us. Now, the Hierophant, the original card that Pamela Coleman-Smith drew in the Rider-Waite deck, you see this very Pope-like figure with two fellows that, for some reason, have hair loss. I don't know. And suspenders. I always thought it was funny. They kind of look like they're related somehow because they have suspenders and hair loss. But underneath them are two keys. They're crossed. The Keeper of Keys. Those opportunities, those possibilities that are there for us to discover. They're not as blatant as, say, your computer screen or something as tangible as that. These are opportunities and ahas that you have to slow down and really look at. Sometimes brought in by teachers, sometimes brought in by just the smallest breeze or a little feather to encourage us to make it go click. I would encourage you, especially in the middle of the week, to have your spiritual binder or at least a pen and paper tucked away in a pocket. I don't really trust my cell phone when it comes to writing down ahas and messages from high vibrational beings or the universe, because my ego can still take over and impact your phone. It can take in and You can lose information, lose thoughts. I also suggest people not to keep a document, like a live document on the internet or on your computer for the same reason. Yes, high vibrational beings can interact with technology. They can impact your computer and bring up things. They can also support you in kind of that repeated message. However, low vibrational beings can do the same. They don't usually send you messages through repeated numbers, words, that type of thing. They usually just destroy it. So you lose, something becomes corrupt, or the document is no longer found. So pen and paper, they have less ability to impact. These ahas, this discovery is going to be up to you to be present and, like I said, active. You need to be mindful and be observant on what's happening all around you. The more you can write down, even the little pieces, they're little puzzle pieces that will start to connect the dots for you. All right, let's go on to the end of the week. What can my friends expect from the end of the week? So this is when we're looking at the very much the St. Patrick's Day energy. The full moon energy is going to start to come in around Wednesday. It's usually 2 days before that we can start to feel that shifting energy of the full moon, the divine feminine of the full moon. But on the Friday, definitely Friday, Saturday, we're going to really feel it because the full moon comes in on the Friday night. Such a pretty one. Judgment, the 20th card in the major arcana. Usually this card has Archangel Gabriel, at least in the original deck that Pamela drew. Archangel Gabriel's here with a horn. There's all these blue people. Yes, they do symbolize the dead, but it talks about hearing the message before it's too late, before you can't on this plane. So judgment talks about making sure that we are observant, that we are open to those messages, to those ahas that come forward. When we get caught up and put our blinders on for the challenges, the pain, the hurt, the fear, we miss out on messages. A lot of times are symbols, repeated words, repeated numbers. Yes, it's kind of hokey. However, they don't speak our language. Many times, even clairvoyant people, they may see the passed on loved one or the high vibrational being, but it's more pictures or symbols that are shared. For them, English or any language spoken on earth is so rudimentary. It doesn't express or explain what it is they're trying to tell you. That's why they use symbols. That's why they use pictures and messages that are within messages. Doesn't help us at all because we know this and yet we still struggle. Such a fantastic card. The Sun. Probably the one card everybody loves to see in a week. It's the 19th card in the major arcana, and it speaks about what we think, the sun, that light, that joy, that life-giving source. It lightens up and brightens this week. It helps us to overcome those challenges because we want to focus in on the joy, on those messages. Again, like I said, we don't want to overthink that. We don't want to cause more challenge, more pain or hurt for us. We want to be open to them. So if you write them down as you see them, you can reflect. And as you start to kind of get a bit of a repertoire of different symbols, words, numbers that you keep seeing, you can start to investigate. You can start to kind of be that super sleuth and put that puzzle piece together. Now, this week is interesting. Out of all the cards, and you have 7 cards on the deck, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7 are major arcana. In tarot, each card kind of has an idea of what it needs to share with you. However, each suit, including the major arcana, has something to share with you. This week, we're talking about that bigger aspect, that bigger picture. Like I just said, we don't get that big picture. High vibrational beings, the God, Goddess, the creator, the universe, and they have a really good view. We, not so much. We can look behind us and kind of reflect and see things and see patterns, but we don't have that bigger picture. The guidance, the wisdom of this week is going to help you start to connect those dots, but it's going to be up to you to do that discovery. What final thoughts, wisdom, and guidance can we share with my friends for the week of March 13th through the 19th? Crazy that we're already into the middle of March and that we're knocking on the door of spring equinox. I know I need the spring. We have snow. So key. Perception. How we perceive things and what we're focusing in on and not focusing in on are going to impact us. Taking the time and looking around you. Being present. Not only will you see the beauty and the sun and the amazing experience that we're in, those ahas start to flow. Sorry. Now, this card is connected to our heart chakra. To be present, to be mindful, you can't be caught up in the pain or the hurt. That's going to only slow you down. We need to start to release that pain and hurt. We don't want to trigger ourselves and relive that. That's not going to help us at all. I do have a meditation that I did with Archangel Metatron back in 2020 where we release the pain. We're not focusing in on any challenge or any problem. He supports us with the way Archangel Metatron can, and we start to purge some of that pain. Super helpful, keeping you grounded. All my meditations, even if they're not a grounding meditation, have grounding elements to them. So you do feel grounded afterwards, but it will help with that perception, opening up that heart center to really see and feel. Forgiveness. That pain, that hurt. This is how we are going to release it. Forgiving self of what we think we should have done, what we could have done, what we didn't do, or what we did. Whatever that forgiveness piece is, it's important that we start. And of course, goes hand in hand with forgiving self, forgiving others. You don't have to like them. You don't have to ever contact them again. And yes, I know I've worked with different people who have had some extraordinarily horrible things happen. The more we label ourselves as a victim of, the more we're giving our energy and our power to that person or situation. Even, I think almost every religion talks about forgiveness and the importance of it. And that's why if we hold on to it, it will eat us up. We don't ever have to be BFFs with them. We do need to start to work on that forgiveness. I've got a number of meditations with Archangel Raguel and Archangel Zadkiel regarding forgiveness and balance. I'm going to start to work on this. Start, guys. This is not something that you can go in and go, okay, I forgive everything. It's done. It's something that comes in layers because we're also forgiving stuff not only that we did in this lifetime, but past. We knew when we signed up for this journey that this is the one lifetime that we had the most information right at our fingertips. We had the most ability to do the healing and releasing that needed to happen. So we are carrying stuff that we don't even know we're carrying. Yep. It goes hand in hand with the forgiveness, self-worth, feeling worthy of, gives us the ability to embrace the wonder, the joy, the abundance that is here, that's right here and right now for you. However, we're so caught up in being a victim. We're so caught up in feeling unworthy, so caught up in not feeling that we have the energy. All our energy is going here or to that victim mentality that we're missing out. Start to build up on us so that we can start to feel stronger and more able to do what we need and want to do. The self-worth, it's something that has been preached forever. Oprah started it. Well, at least I know in North America, she was a big thing on self-worth and self-love. Archangel Chamuel is the archangel of self-love. And I have, I think, 3 or 4 meditations with him. Why? Because self-worth and self-love is something we struggle with because we don't feel that we're entitled to it. It's an ongoing problem, right? You can just see how it perpetuates itself. So taking a little bit of time, like I said, most of my meditations, especially with the archangels, they're about 30-ish minutes long. That 30 minutes for you will really help you. Oh yeah. Joy. Hand in hand with the sun, we can't get caught up in that victim mentality, that unworthiness, the fight, the challenge. When we get caught up in our head, that's when we're missing everything. That woe is me, oh my God, what if mentality takes over and we miss out. When we start to feel that kind of cascade and tumble of those oh my gods, those what ifs, what am I supposed to do? I'm stuck. I don't feel like I can do this. That's when I really want you to look at taking a few minutes, grounding yourself, taking that breath and getting out of your head. If you've got the time, start to create, doodle, get your head out of this, out of overthinking. That's when you're going to open yourself up. I have a playlist that's called Short and Sweet, and all the meditations are 10 to 15 minutes long. So there's no reason why we couldn't use the tools, like the magician has suggested, that's right at hand, that cost us nothing. I'm not a monetized channel. So any adverts, anything like that, that's all YouTube. That's not me. Soulmate. Love it. Really reinforcing that grounding stability, but also the need to shift our energy. So if you are looking for your soulmate, your twin flame, we need to release this crap that we're holding, the unworthiness, the victim mentality, the challenge, the sluggishness that's there, and embrace the light and the love that's here, that abundance. Shifting our energy, shifting our perspective will amplify our natural energetical signature. And that's what the twin flame, that's what your soulmate's looking for. Why? Because they are attracted to that energy. They're looking for it. Now, if you do have and are lucky enough to have your soulmate or one of your soulmates or your twin flame in your life, it's going to be important that you walk hand in hand with them throughout this week. Why? Because this week will impact them the same way as it's impacting you. So taking that time and enjoying, raising that vibration and making positive choices for you. I want to thank you so much for joining me this week. And next week, please have some fun. Enjoy the leprechaun energy. Enjoy the full moon energy. It will help shift you as you move forward. And of course, next week, I've got 3 sessions in schedule. One for my healing meditation on Tuesday, live on Wednesday for the full moon, and then live again on Friday for the the full week review. I want to thank you for joining me. And please, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Helps people find me on the sea of YouTube, which actually helps you because we start to raise their vibration as well as yours. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell because, like next week, I have weeks where I'm uploading 3 or more videos. So I hope that this helped you. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy your week. Until tomorrow, my friends.